targeting coverage. It's the Panthers and the 49ers. All that and more coming up next on EA Sports.
Welcome in, everyone, to this presentation of the National Football League on EA Sports. We thank you for having us in. Mike Tirico, Greg Olson, 3 months in the books. Partner, now it's December. It's the best month of the NFL season because the games get more important as the weather gets a little bit colder.
And this is where you find out who the real teams are and who the pretenders are. Do you find yourself not only in the playoff conversation, but can you now play good enough ball down the stretch to not only be in the conversation, but actually find yourself in the postseason?
Stage is set. Ball is on the tee. And off we go on EA Sports. The return is Ricky Pearsall. Nice job on the return. He's down close to the 35-yard line. The 49ers offense set to get to work for the first time. Led out by the last pick of the draft in 2022. Iowa State's Brock Purdy at quarterback.
Coming off a loss last time out, I think the #1 goal today, Mike, is he needs to make a bigger impact on the outcome of today's game. Last week, he was not bad by any stretch of the imagination, but it was really just a modest performance. He was okay. Well, okay at the quarterback position is not a winning formula week in and week out in the NFL. They need him to be a difference maker. They need him to be a dynamic playmaker. He's capable of all those things, and if we can get that level of play out of him today, I think they can expect a different result than last week.
Purdy now on second down. Downfield, and it's caught by Ayuk. That pass play good for 22. It's good for a Niners first down. Purdy to throw. A throw on the move is caught. And they're going to get this ball down to the 20-yard line.
These were the chunk plays they thought they could get here against this pass defense. They thought the passing game favored their offense in this matchup, and I think we can expect this to be the case the rest of the game.
His first 5.5 years in Carolina, the return of Christian McCaffrey. They'll break the huddle. It's 2nd and 5. Out of the gun, here's Purdy. Right side, hauled in by Samuel.
One of the easiest ways to negate these really good pass rushes in the NFL, Mike, is just to simply get the ball out of the quarterback's hand as fast as possible. And sometimes it's by design, sometimes it's based on need. But really nice job there by the quarterback. Getting into the hands of his receiver and then see what he can do after the catch.
Holding offense.
Now it is 1st and goal. Out of the gun, it's Purdy. That's caught. Christian McCaffrey. And he will get into the end zone. Christian McCaffrey. Touchdown, San Francisco. That touchdown, number 11 on the year. Exactly the way they scripted this one. A beautiful opening drive, Greg. Able to find the end zone on the game's first possession.
And, Mike, the word that comes to mind looking at that drive is execution, and that's exactly what they talked about all week long. They wanted to come out early in this game and establish an early rhythm, and that's exactly what they did with that touchdown drive.
This taken in at the 8-yard line. He'll get across the 20, mark him down at the 23-yard line. The Panthers now ready to get to work on offense for the first time. They'll be led out by a young man who's making a name for himself, their rookie quarterback.
We had a chance to sit down with him this week, Mike. It almost came across to both of us that he wasn't entirely over last week's close loss, and he made the point. He said, listen, Playing quarterback in the NFL, you're going to be judged by how well do you play and what is your record in one-score games. Last week, they found themselves on the wrong end of it. If they get themselves into a back-and-forth matchup today, they've got to make enough plays down the stretch to come away with the win.
They'll come up here on 2nd down and 5. They'll run, and for the first time, it's Jonathan Brooks. And that won't get a whole lot. Maybe a yard. That's it. Here's a 3rd down and 4. Throwing now from the gun. And that is incomplete.
The most important stat, Mike, to determine wins and losses in the NFL is clearly turnover differential. Your ability to protect the ball and on defense, take the ball away. And for any offense, that's even more critical when you have the ball on your side of the field.
The Niners take over 1st and 10 at their own 26-yard line.
They'll break the huddle. Coming up now for 1st and 10. Little short pass here, caught by his tight end. And he'll be taken down rather swiftly after a gain of just 3. 2nd and 7. Now, whistles here. Looks like one of the defenders got a head start.
Encroachment, defense.
Throwing on 2nd down is Purdy. And they will bring him down on the other side of midfield.
They've done a nice job spreading the ball around. Make the defense have to account for as many different weapons as possible here early. But think back to our conversation with this coaching staff, Mike. They identified this guy as someone they needed to get involved early and often. So that might be his first target. And I don't think it's going to be his last.
On 1st and 10, it's Purdy. This throw left side, caught by Kittle. And they bring him down inside the 25-yard line.
Every once in a while, it just comes down to you need somebody in the huddle to just make a play. And it wasn't a whole lot fancy here. The quarterback just dumps the ball down, a quick underneath completion. And then really, it's the yards after catch that did the rest. And that's what it takes. You're not always going to have the perfect play. You're not always going to dial up the perfect play against the perfect look. Sometimes players need to make plays, and that was a good one there.
Let's go now. Hop, go.
They'll motion a tight end right. Purdy going to give this one to McCaffrey. And he's able to sidestep his way forward and pick up 4. Here's a 2nd and 6. From the gun, it's Purdy. That is caught. What a throw. Brandon Ayuk, touchdown, 49ers. For quarterbacks, there are so many stats we use to measure a good season. This is one of them. 30 touchdowns. That was number 30 on the year. Pinheiro on for the extra point. It's up and good. And the 49ers will extend their first quarter lead. It's now 14-0. The kickoff team is out on the field. And we're back to it as the kick's away. This one taken at the 7. And he'll work this one past the 25 to right about the 28-yard line. The Panthers offense and running back Jonathan Brooks coming out for their next possession. And he's been a workhorse in the backfield this season, right there amongst the league leaders in rushing late in the campaign. A run with Brooks to begin this drive. And he is crushed in the backfield. Defenders firing through. Shut it down right away for a loss of yardage. After the loss of 3, it is 2nd and 13. Short pass taken in by the tight end. And he's going to be dropped after a pickup of about 5. We're going to try to pick this up on 3rd and 8. Now they'll set up to throw. He's hit after the catch, and the ball comes free. And fortunately, this is going to get out of bounds, so possession does not change hands. Early big play here. They're going to go for it on 4th down. They'll run with the 2nd-round pick in the April draft. And he's going to have a Panthers 1st down. Quite a call there. They go for it on 4th and inches, and it's a gain of 5. Now the first carry for Chuba Hubbard. That's a short pickup to about the 47. From off the edge, Nick Bosa with the stop. They face 2nd down and 7.
At the 47-yard line.
Here's a handoff to Brooks. And they're going to work this down inside the 45.
And a nice pickup there by the back with an explosive run play. And it's important to point out, Mike, his offensive play caller, he's still working off that opening script. It doesn't necessarily have to just be the first possession. Using formations, using run game and pass. Unmask the defense and understand where to take the play calling as the game unfolds.
Ready?
Tight end going in motion here. Now this time they'll look to throw. And that's going to be incomplete. Coverage was good that time. The contact jarring the ball loose and forcing 3rd down.
Brings up 3rd and 5.
They'll throw out of the gun. And this one complete on the sideline. Good footwork to stay in bounds, but he is just shy of the 1st down. And that brings up 4th down. Joey Sly comes on. They'll try the field goal here. He'll bang that one through. It's good. And the Panthers get their first points of the game. They trail 14-3.
And when you find yourself down double digits, you don't want to make habit of settling for these field goals. It does allow them to chip away a little bit and cut into this deficit, but they've got to find a way to score touchdowns.
And a decent return there. He'll get this up just shy of the 30. Here's 1st and 10. They'll run with McCaffrey to start this drive. And he'll be taken down, and that's going to do it. That's the last play of the 1st quarter. They'll come up on a 2nd down and 8.
Let's go.
Shotgun snap to Purdy. He gets it to Samuel, left side. Here's a 3rd down and 4. So Kittle comes in motion. 3rd and short. Here's Purdy. Remember, he had the touchdown catch the last time they had the football. Here, he's got a 1st down. Flags coming. Looks like there was movement on the right side of the O-line.
Offense.
Here's Purdy. That's hauled in once again. It's Ayuk.
Similar to a tight end, the slot receiver is often considered the safety blanket. He makes all the difficult catches, tends to be a little bit more around the line of scrimmage, and so far today, he's certainly lived up to that reputation.
To throw once more, it's Purdy. Fine work defensively. That's going to be knocked away and go down as an incompletion. George Kittle was the intended target that time. And it's going to bring up a third down. Purdy going to put it up again. He gets this one to Samuel. It's complete. And he's going to be taken down short of the marker. And that is going to set up an interesting fourth down decision. This one angles out of bounds, and the mark comes inside the 15-yard line. Here's the Carolina offense now as they head out to take over for their next possession. They'll begin inside their own 15-yard line, so a lot of real estate to cover. It's 1st and 10. And that'll be good for about a half dozen. It'll set up 2nd down. Back to throw. Over the middle. He's got Leggett.
Really nice job there to move the chains early in this drive, but now as they approach midfield, continue to keep your foot on the gas. Don't get conservative. Don't start sitting on the ball. Cross midfield and go. Anytime you find yourself in your opponent's side of the field, you have to be thinking points.
They'll come up now for 2nd down and 4. On the give, it's Hubbard. He'll get this close to the 1st down marker, taken down just shy at the 38. Here's 3rd down and a few inches. They'll try to run for it with Hubbard. And he'll keep the drive moving. He's got the 1st down up to the 45.
I think everybody in the stadium saw that run coming, Mike, but good luck stopping it. I mean, all he really had to do was just fall forward, and it would be enough to pick up the 1st down.
He'll work his way ahead for a gain of about 4. Here's 2nd and 6. He'll look to throw. A throw there, caught by Leggett. And he'll be hauled down at about the 35-yard line.
Well, the run after catch is certainly nice, and they're definitely going to take it. But watch the savviness of the route running. Certain guys just have a better field for running these slant routes than others, and it's a nice result. It's rare to see an offense that finds themselves trailing and say, well, their quarterback's been actually one of their biggest bright spots. Usually that doesn't go hand in hand, so it's a little surprising to see him miss a throw like that on a day where he's completed passes at a highly efficient rate.
The pass intended for Xavier Leggett. And 3rd down coming up.
Let's go now.
He'll drop to throw. That's caught. Left side. It's complete. A gain there of 15. It's a Carolina 1st down. The motion man is Sanders.
Go.
They'll run it here with Hubbard. And a nice run there. He'll be stopped just shy of a 1st down. A pickup of 9. An enviable spot to operate from. Here's 2nd and inches. They'll go again with Hubbard. A 2nd effort, and he is in. Chuba Hubbard. Touchdown, Carolina.
That's a heck of a run right there, and I can't tell you, Mike, how many running backs coaches I've heard over the years say, your responsibility with the ball is to make the first guy miss. We can't block everybody on the field. That's the role of a good running back, and you see it here. All it takes is one missed tackle to get this guy in space, and he's able to do the rest with his legs and take it all the way.
Both teams ready to go once more as the kick's away. Here's Darius Davis to return it. He'll get this up to the 28-yard line. Nice place for the drive to start. Here's Christian McCaffrey and the 49ers offense coming back onto the field. And he's been a huge factor in the passing game all season long. In fact, he leads all NFL running backs in receiving yards. Purdy now, he'll throw on first down.
This is a great example here of just not getting too complicated as an offensive coordinator. Who's one of your best players on the field, and how do you get the ball in his hands?
On second down, Purdy. And that's going to be incomplete. Coverage was good that time. The contact jarring the ball loose and forcing third down. Throwing from the gun is Purdy. He's got his man. Right side. It's complete. They get 18 on the pitch and catch. First down, 49ers. 2 minutes remain here in this first half. Back with more from Charlotte after this. They'll come up here, 1st and 10. Back to the air again is Purdy. A short one there, caught by Kittle.
It's not the big play they were hoping for, but first down efficiency, staying ahead of the chains, is what every offense is trying to find, and it brings up a manageable second down.
Open receiver, the former Gator, it's Ricky Pearsall. First time these two have connected this afternoon, and it'll wind up being a first down. So Kittle comes in motion. Inside the 10, it is caught. And he's going to be taken down.
Man, they're just running this 2-minute drill to complete perfection. It is such a... of every offense, Mike. These end-of-half scenarios to come away stealing points make a big impact on the outcome of the game, and they're knocking on the door here, 1st and goal. At the very least, got to come away with some points.
And he's going to be stopped at about the 4. Inside the 5, it is 2nd and goal. Again in the air for Purdy. Oh, a lot of chances on that one. It was bouncing around, but it falls incomplete. 3rd and goal. Here's Purdy again. And he's going to run out of time. They get to him and bring him down. Now, timeout signal for, and they'll get it with 10 seconds until the break. And now we'll get a late timeout coming in the waning moments of this second quarter. Eddie Pinheiro going to come on and try a field goal now. Officially, a 29-yard attempt. Pinheiro's kick is good. And the 49ers will open up a touchdown lead. It's now 17-10. 7 seconds, all that remains, till halftime. And the kick is away. And no chance to return this one through the end zone for a touchback.
Let's go.
They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. That's going to wind up incomplete. Not much time remaining. Time for one more snap here in this first half.
For the most part, he's been very accurate with the ball. I mean, he's completing over 60% of his passes, but because they haven't been able to get any big explosive plays, continue to push the ball downfield, hasn't really translated on the scoreboard just yet.
Taking the deep shot for Smith and Jigba. That's going to be incomplete. They took a shot on the final play. Prayer not answered. And that is how this first half will come to an end.
All right, Michael, we'll get back to you and Greg in just a little bit. For now, plenty of early action in the 1 o'clock Eastern window to get you caught up on. So let's get to it. We'll get started over at Mercedes-Benz Stadium in downtown Atlanta. And it's the Seahawks who have the lead as those two teams approach halftime. John Mechie, a touchdown reception. From there, we're off to Tennessee to check on the Titans at home in Nashville. And they've got the lead over the visiting Arizona Cardinals. Tyler Boyd up over 100 yards receiving with 2 touchdown grabs. Finally, let's get down to Miami to see what's going on with the Dolphins. As you can see, the score there in the second quarter. Baker Mayfield has thrown a touchdown pass. Both these teams running through their final adjustments. It's time for the second half. And for the call, let's get it back out to Mike Tirico and Greg Olsen.
Okay, Coach, thanks a bunch. We'll see which team's adjustment's going to pay dividends here. Likely going to play a big role in who wins this one. Now return coming from the 7. Now an opening past the 30. Nice job by the return team as he takes it across the 30-yard line. The Panthers offense looking to get back to work as we begin this third quarter. They find themselves trailing 17-10 now as they come up with first down and 10. They'll start this on the ground with Brooks. Oh, a loose football. But this is taken in by a teammate.
Now, obviously, there's never a good time to fumble the ball. It's probably the thing that teams stress the most is ball security. But it makes it a little bit easier knowing that your own team was able to fall on top of it, and at least you can maintain possession.
And we'll bring this up to the 48-yard line, and that's a first down. We'll go once more with Brooks. Not much happening there, just a short gain. Here's 2nd and 9. A give inside, it's Brooks. And he'll manage to pick up about 4. Devondre Campbell brings him down. Here now, 3rd and 5. They'll look to throw. And that is incomplete.
I think the biggest issue and why they find themselves trailing in this game, Mike, has really just been the ups and downs of this passing game. At sometimes, he's highly accurate and efficient, but at others, he just misses too many easy throws. The question is, are they going to be able to overcome this quarterback inconsistency and pull this game out?
So here's Brock Purdy and this 49ers offense heading back onto the field. And he is right up there in touchdown passes, as you see on that graphic, currently 2nd in the NFL at this point in the season. The drive starts with a carry by McCaffrey. That one is snuffed out. Going to lose yardage. Back to the 3. Lost 1 on the last play, so now it's 2nd and 11. So Kittle comes in motion. They run once more with McCaffrey. And they'll stop it. At least it's an improvement over the last play. They're not losing yardage, but it didn't gain any here. And now it's going to be 3rd down.
Coming off that edge, Mike, you have to quickly determine, is this a pass or is it a run? And once he realized it was a run, he's able to shed his blocker, make the play, no gain.
The 49ers out to punt this one, as he'll be standing just inside the back line of the end zone. This will be returned from just beyond midfield, and he'll get forward a few yards on the return. And that's where the offense will take over. The Panthers offense ready to see what they can do with this next possession. They've got great starting position with a short field as they try to get back in this one. It is 1st and 10. He was seeking out the veteran Adam Thielen that time. And it'll bring up 2nd down. On 2nd down, it's Brooks. And he'll get this ahead. Gain of about 4, and it leads to third down.
It's a gain of 4. Brings up 3rd and 6.
Now they'll set up to throw. Catch made by Thielen. Following the completion, we'll get a stoppage here for an injured player. Set to go now on 1st and 10. They'll motion over Pierce. To the air now on 1st and 10. That's over the middle and intercepted. Picked off by Talanoa Hufanga. And the Niners will take over here just shy of the 30.
When you find yourself in this situation, you're on defense, you're defending your own goal line, you got to take some chances. You've got to try to force a turnover and make a play and get off the field. That's exactly what this defender did. Takes a chance, bets on himself, and comes away with a pick to save them some points.
The 49ers offense and Brock Purdy headed back on the field for their next possession. Eddie has been in control of this offense. Want to run you through some of the action from earlier on. You've got the 2 touchdown passes, over 200 passing yards. He has been excellent all game long. And he'll be taken down rather swiftly after a gain of just 3.
Well, let's give some credit to the big boys up front in the trenches. They knew that blitz was coming. They held up just long enough that the quarterback could get that ball out safely and results in a completion.
They'll give to McCaffrey on the option. This defense all over this one. They get him down behind the line. It's a loss of a couple. 3rd and 9. And some problems communicating on 3rd down, and that's going to be a delay.
Offense.
So after the 5 yards are walked off, they face 3rd and long. Out of the gun, here's Purdy. Right side, hauled in by Samuel. And he'll be stopped short of a 1st down, and that will necessitate a call to the punt team. It's 4th down. That is fielded at the 20. And he's going to lose yardage on this return. Tried to retreat, but is covered up. The Panthers offense and their running back getting set for this next possession. They trail here by a touchdown as this drive will start with a 1st down.
Here we go.
Get this drive started on the ground. It's Hubbard. Nice gain here. He's going to be marked down at the 35-yard line.
Well, there's not a whole lot of fancy going on here, Mike. This is just kind of old school, line up and run smash mouth football. It's exactly what they did, but it still ends up in a big gain, and he picks up the 1st down.
On 1st down, it's right back to Hubbard. Now, following the run, one of the offensive linemen leading the way is a bit shaken up. The training staff going to look and will step out for a moment. On the ground, it's Brooks. And he will have the 1st down. Not a huge run, but enough to move the chains.
It's possible they could have tried to be a little bit more aggressive on 2nd down, knowing they had 3rd and inches in their back pocket. But I don't think anyone's going to complain. Pick up the 1st down, extend the drive, see if you can go score.
And not much there. He's back to the original line. No gain on that one.
Running back looked a little unsure of himself on that carry there, Mike. You have to think back to that fumble earlier in the game. How much is that still weighing on his mind? He didn't really seem to attack that hole like we've seen in the past. He gets stopped for no gain.
Now this time they'll look to throw. Pressure gets there, and down he goes. Javon Hargrave, the big man, gets in there and takes him down. They'll motion over Thielen. Throwing now on 3rd and long. And this is going to be incomplete. That is great work there, making things difficult defensively. It'll set up a 4th down. On now is the punt team for the Panthers. They will get away from that one, and they're going to have tremendous field position. This ball hits and goes out of bounds. So 1st and 10 now. They'll start from the 22. From the shotgun, it's Purdy. And that one knocked away. It's incomplete.
And up until this point, this has been an incredibly efficient game from this quarterback. I mean, it's hard to think. Here we are in the second half, and that's only his 2nd incomplete pass. So finally, the defense is able to do something to disrupt his timing and finally try to get him out of this groove.
He's going to tuck it and go.
Initially, Mike, a really good job by the defense. Nowhere to go with the ball for this quarterback. He's forced to pull it down and turn into a runner. Little slow reaction, and he's able to actually pick up a pretty good game.
Third and short. Purdy. Open man, left side. He's got it. Christian McCaffrey. And he's going to take this all the way to the house. 72 yards. Touchdown, San Francisco. Well, they get the running back out of the backfield, and, Greg, we find him in the end zone, a touchdown pass.
Mike, we call those short throw, long run. It's every quarterback's dream. He's able to get the ball out of his hand to his intended target, and in this case, this guy, he does the rest.
Extra point by Pinheiro is good. And the 49ers move out to a 24-10 lead. The kickoff team is out on the field, and we're back to it as the kick's away. Raheem Blackshear on the return. And they'll bring him down just shy of the 30-yard line. So they come to the line for 1st down and 10. Back to throw here to begin the drop. Over the middle, Smith and Jigba with the grab. And it'll be brought down as we tick towards the end of this 3rd quarter. So, 3 quarters now in the books. Back with more after the break. You're tuned in to the NFL on EA Sports.
Let's go.
Here's a 2nd and 3 forthcoming. Blitz coming. He'll throw it. Throw across his body is complete. And it'll be taken down, but it takes them across midfield down to the 40-yard line.
That's good for a Carolina Panther.
Back to throw. Quick throw here is complete. And it'll be taken down at the 25-yard line.
And this is a tricky part of the game for any defense. You find yourself protecting a late lead, and the age-old question is, do you remain aggressive? Do you try to just keep the ball from being thrown over your head and make everything be tackled and played in front of you?
Back to the sideline and intercepted. That's the linebacker, Fred Warner.
I think you chalk this one up, Mike, to just a rookie mistake. And anytime you have a young signal caller behind center, you're going to have to deal with some of these ups and downs. Every once in a while, they're just not going to see the coverage. They're going to get baited into making a bad throw. That's kind of par for the course. The key is, how fast can these rookie quarterbacks turn the page, move on, and not make the same mistake again?
Here's the San Francisco offense, ready to take possession of the ball once more. And as we look back now, Greg, at how we got here, we got a ton of highlights of the offense so far. In particular, great passing.
Yeah, and if you want to score points in the NFL, Mike, there's no secret. You've got to do it primarily through the air, and with 3 touchdowns here so far, that's exactly what we've seen. It's been deep balls. It's been intermediate shots. It's been good run after catch. This has really been high-level offense on display right from the jump.
It'll be stacked up at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play. This a must stop for this defense. Facing 3rd and long. He's got a man. That's Kittle. And a good job here defensively. They did not let him get away. He's well short of the first down marker. And good coverage by the punt team. They stop him before he can get any return cranked up. The home team's offense and their quarterback headed out for their next possession. And this defense has really had their way so far, intercepting him twice, forced into a number of bad throws, and generally the D has just made it tough to operate all game long.
Ready up.
A fresh set of downs to work with. It is 1st down and 10.
Ready.
A tight end in motion now. On the handoff, this is Brooks. Trying to find some place to go, but nothing developing. Tackled behind the line. It's a loss of 1.
It's a loss of a yard. Brings up 2nd.
He'll drop to throw.
At the 42-yard
A throw left side. Taken in by Thielen. And they'll have it across midfield down at the opposing 46-yard line.
Ready.
That's good for a Carolina Panther.
On 1st and 10, they'll set up to throw. He'll go right back to Thielen. Again, it's complete.
Just take what the defense is giving you. When you can stay ahead of the chains and just take these easy pitch and catch throws underneath, hitch routes, quick game, now it puts you in a lot more favorable down and distances to eventually attack this defense a little bit more downfield.
And they bring him down, but not until they get inside the 30-yard line.
That's good for a Carolina Panther.
Back to the air one more time. A throw left side, but it's going to wind up incomplete. Jackson, Smith, and Jigba, the intended receiver. And it'll lead to a 2nd down. They'll look to throw yet again. Smith and Jigba left side. He's got it. And they'll get about 8 out of that one, but still a little work to do now on 3rd down.
Brings up 3rd and 2.
Out of the gun, he'll throw. He's got his man. That's Lee Gett. And the Panthers are going to be set up with a 1st and goal on a pass play that moves them down to the 1. They'll run with Hubbard. And he will score. Game on. Chuba Hubbard. Touchdown, Panthers. So that's his 2nd touchdown of this one. And he's got a half dozen for the year. Greg, they are pecking away at this one now. Very big touchdown. Gets them right within reach of pulling this comeback off.
Well, Mike, at the very least, they've given themselves a chance, but can they get a stop and get the ball back again for a chance to go down and really make this one interesting?
So, things a little more interesting now. Back to a 1-score game as they kick it away. Pearsall gonna return it. And he'll work this one past the 25 to right about the 28-yard line. 49ers offense ready to take over as we check out the playoff race in the NFC. Still, a lot can happen between now and the end of the season, but cream is starting to rise to the top as you look across the NFL. 1st and 10. Shotgun snap to Purdy. That's Ayuk with it on the left side. That's a nice pickup on a first down throw. It's a gain of 8. Here's 2nd and 2. Lone back in the backfield. He'll get the carry here. He's able to get away from one man, but those reinforcements, they got there quick. Take him down behind the line. This crowd into it now as we get to 3rd down. Throwing from the gun is Purdy. He'll go right and find his running back. He is knocked down hard. Wow, they stopped him in his tracks, but he does have enough to pick up the first down. Purdy quickly to Ayuk. He'll be taken down rather swiftly after a gain of just 3. 2nd and 7. On the ground, it's McCaffrey. And he'll get this one across midfield. Brought down after a pickup of a half dozen. 2 minutes remain in the 4th quarter. Greg and I back for the conclusion in a moment. 3rd and a yard. Try to pick this one up on the ground. The Panthers will take their first timeout. The 49ers out for the punt as they try to play the field position game here, protecting a 4th quarter lead. So that one going to land out of bounds, and the official's going to mark it right at the 20-yard line. The home team's offense ready to see what they can do. They'll see if they can put something together here, beginning with 1st and 10. They'll drop to throw. Over the middle, he's got Leggett. And he'll be taken down up past the 40-yard line. Plenty of time, plus 2 timeouts at their disposal. It's 1st and 10. They go back to Leggett. He's got another one. His 50th reception on the season, and he's got a first down to go with it. They'll look to throw. Throwing right, it's taken in, and they bring him down inside the 25-yard line. Now a timeout for Carolina. That's going to be their 2nd. They get the stoppage with just under 50 seconds remaining here in the 4th. They'll come up for 1st and 10. They'll look to throw again. And that would be the dagger. It's intercepted. Picked off by Talanoa Hufanga.
For these young rookie quarterbacks, every snap in the NFL is an opportunity to have a lesson learned. And sometimes the lessons come a little bit harder than others. In this case, they kind of fool them with their blitz package. It's a little bit more complex at the NFL level than it is necessarily in college. And I think he just got a first-hand taste of just how fast this pressure can get on you. And sometimes when it speeds up that clock, you can make a bad throw.
The Niners offense and their quarterback. More. And he has been masterful so far leading this offense, keeping the mistakes to a minimum, on point with his passes. Generally, one step ahead of the defense all game long. So, a win here for our visitors, the 49ers. They were forced to travel cross-country. They get the early start, 10 a.m. on their body clocks. They're happy now. They come away with the victory. And that'll do it for my partner, Greg Olson. For our entire team, I'm Mike Tirico. This has been a presentation of the NFL on EA Sports. With that, we say so long, everyone.